All right, you asked, I'll let you know. Somebody, I want to mention your name. He sent me an email asking me, he sent me a message in a clip of my dog Lucario talking about women hiding the fact that they're married or they're cheating and all that other stuff. And he's asked the question of why do they do that and make a video on that. So what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Dean. This is not Tough Tuesday, but you might have called this shit Tough Friday, because I'm going to tell y'all some things that's going to probably hurt a lot of y'all feelings. But you asked the question, I'm going to answer the thing. Now, first off, I always tell you guys, when you meet a woman, sometimes single women will put on wedding rings, and sometimes married women will take off their wedding rings. And a lot of y'all guys are like, well, why don't they just come out and tell me that I'm married, and why don't they tell me that they have a boyfriend and all this other stuff? All right, we're going to hit that part first, and then we're going to hit a hard truth. Here's the thing that you guys have to understand when it comes to women that are cheating on their men. The reason they're not going to divulge that information to most of you guys is because most of you guys can't hold your own fucking water. A woman is not going to divulge that information to somebody that's going to fuck up what she has, period. And I keep telling you, a woman is always going to vet to see what kind of guy you are to decide on if you need to know. Because until then, you're on a need-to-know basis. And a woman is not going to divulge information to an insecure guy that can't hold his own water. An insecure guy that's always running, always needy, always crying, always emotional. They're not going to divulge that information, because that's the same person that if he did have that information, he's going to fuck up what she's got. That's why I always tell y'all guys to be the dildo. You don't have to worry about that shit. And when you're able to hold your shit, you can let her know. You call me when you want to holler at me. When you want to get together, you get with me. When you want me to come see you, you let me know. That way you in. But I mean, that's answering the first thing that you got to know. A woman is not going to give you that information until she feels like you are man enough and mature enough to handle that. A lot of guys, y'all say y'all can handle that, but as soon as you find out she in a relationship, then you all like, well, you gotta be with him, and you know, when you with your man, why don't you answer your phone? And man, women ain't got time for that bullshit. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna be like, you know what? I need to make sure that this guy is on the up and up. All right, that's number one. Now, this is where it's gonna hurt. And first off, before I even say all this, I love y'all. Y'all my dogs. But this is where the rubber hits the road. Very important to understand this. See, we got a product called the Scale. Very important. And if you have the Texas Toolkit, guys, you get the Scale for free. It's in the Texas Toolkit. Whew, man. Let me just try to explain this the best way I can without being long. This might be long, but I gotta let y'all guys understand this. Okay. Knowledge of self, knowledge of women, knowledge of dating, knowledge of sex. We're gonna take those four things, and I'm gonna explain all of that with that, okay? Now, women will date and marry beta alphas. That is a beta male that is the top alpha, because they rarely meet real men. They only meet betas. They rarely meet a real motherfucking man. Rarely do. Now, with this alpha beta, who is the top beta of all the betas, there are things about him that she loves. Now, knowledge of self, let's just say, and these are all out of 10. Knowledge of self, let's say he's a 5. Understanding women, say he's a 3. Knowledge of relationships and dating, let's say he's a 6. Sex, let's say he's a 3 or a 2, okay? Now, with that being said, this is the norm, okay? This is the norm. What you guys have to understand or overstand, and I always tell you guys, the only way a woman can be satisfied is with a man. Because a man stands on his principles. Let's go to the knowledge of self with the guy. Most guys seek permission from their woman. Most guys got to sleep on the couch. Most guys into this motherfucking happy wife, happy life bullshit where the woman is running the household. She telling the motherfucker what he can and cannot do. So when you look at that as a whole, that's a negative. Even though she's running the household, she's still empty inside because she needs somebody that can command not only the household but herself. So let's just hit that for there. Knowledge of women. Most guys don't understand women. They so busy trying to fuck. They don't understand that listening is one of the most important skills to have with a woman. Because when you listen, she will tell you everything you need to know. And all you got to do is listen. But a lot of guys don't have the skill to listen. They don't pay attention to their woman. They don't pay attention to the fact that, there's certain things that she might want. Or there's certain things that is on her mind. Or certain things she wants to talk about that he ignores. Most guys do ignore that. So let's put that on the plate. All right, knowledge of dating. When it comes to dating and relationships, most guys don't know how to approach them. Text, talk, date, all boring, all normal. And these women have this empty hole, which I'm going to connect that in a second. And last off, knowledge of sex. A lot of guys are boring in bed. You're stuck in Miss Crabtree's 5th grade class of birds and bees. And they're not sensual. They're not sexual. They're not romantic. They're not dirty. They're not nasty. They're not freaky. They're none of these things except just the norm, okay? So you got those 4 going on right there. Then on top of that, and I keep telling you this, so even on the shows, that women are very, very accustomed to romance books. Hey, look, you don't believe your boy? Look up 50 Shades of Grey. Look at romance novel statistics. Only thing that's probably beating romance novels is probably the Bible. That's probably it. But look that shit up. And then look at the characteristics of the guys in the book that they read about. Lonely, boring wife, boring life, and all of a sudden she runs into this asshole. They don't get along. Then all of a sudden they fucking. All right? Now that plays a huge role in this. So the majority of women out there, and again, I will give you guys the analogy so y'all can connect the dots to understand where I'm coming from. I don't know if y'all ever heard of steakums. And y'all can look that up. It's called a steakum. It's something that I ate when I was young. But if you want to know what it kind of resembles, it resembles a Philly cheesesteak. And they're really thin slices of meat. Excuse me, they're really thin slices of meat. They're called steakums, but that's how Philly cheesesteaks are made, with really thin slices of meat. Now, and let's talk about, now I'm going to give y'all guys an analogy. Now, everything I said comes the analogy of you eating bologna or Spam or fucking steakums, all right? What if one day you went to this restaurant and had a nice, fresh, $60 bone-in ribeye steak that just with butter on it, when you slice it, it just, you never go back to bologna or Spam again. Now, what am I saying? I'm trying to connect the dots here. You see, women are satisfied because most guys, most males, or the 98% of guys, are pleasing their wants. They are the masters of taking care of a woman's wants. They're going to do everything they can to fulfill what she wants, okay? But then everybody asks the question, well, if he's fulfilling what she wants, then why is she hiding the fact that she's seeing somebody? Or why didn't she tell her she's looking for somebody? Kind of goes back to what I said in the beginning. Remember, guys, a woman's not going to divulge that kind of information because a woman ain't going to put her business out on the street until she realizes you that kind of motherfucker that has been there before. You understand what's going on. You respect her relationship and let her do what the fuck she want to do and hook up with you on the side. That's how it goes. But let me explain this to you so y'all can understand this. And this, I tell you about the scale, man. I keep telling y'all guys. You see, a lot of you guys don't understand these women in their DNA, nature. It's going back to nature. They want an alpha man that will satisfy not their wants, but their needs. Where these women get need satisfaction is where? 50 Shades of Grey need satisfaction. Romance books need satisfaction, okay? This is where they get the need satisfaction because in their minds, they have never ever been in a situation where they were with a guy to satisfy their needs. The only thing he satisfied was her wants. And half the time we don't even know what the fuck they want, but what they want has nothing to do with their needs. But y'all are the Ginsu chefs. Y'all are the masters of fulfilling a woman's needs. Because most of y'all don't know what it means to be a man. Most of y'all don't know what it means to have the last name and stand on your principles. Most of you guys have no idea how to approach, talk, date, text, and all that other stuff. Most of you guys don't understand women. Most of you guys think all women are the same. Most of you guys are so busy trying to get the pussy between their legs, you ain't thinking about the main pussy. That's right there. Well, the third, there's 3 pussies, but I only talk about 2. Then on top of that, your bedroom game is terrible. Why? Because the way you are outside the bedroom, which is knowledge itself, is the way she sees you in the bedroom. And she knows a man that knows is really good with the bedroom is good with his mouthpiece, his fingers, his tongue. He don't even have to use his dick. He can get that pussy without even having to penetrate. So you have a woman that has been force-fed steakums, bologna, and spam all her life. And what she has done is she has grabbed the best steakum, the best bologna, and the best spam of her life. And then one day, piping along around the corner, coming around that bend, is this motherfucker. And I don't now remind you guys, you have to understand this. Most women see the guys that fulfill their wants. Hey, don't get me wrong. Hey, look, you're a great guy. You're sweet. You're kind. You're warm. You're caring. You're understanding to her wants, and she appreciates you. And hey, to a motherfucking man, that's death. Any woman say that shit to me, man, you might as well shoot me in the back of my medulla oblongata. That's fucking death. But to the 98%, they think, all right, I'm good. She's cool. I fulfilled her wants. But what happens is that whatever you can't fulfill in a woman, she is always going to look somewhere else to get that satisfaction or that need fulfilled. Meaning what? If you are a 3 or a 4 as far as self, and like I was talking about the dating, the women, and the sex, if you all below the line, under 5, she is content with that because most women think that that's the best it's ever going to be because fulfilling that need can't be real because only that happens in fairy tales. It only happens in movies. It happens in books. Hey, ready? It can never happen to me. So what I'll do is I will be so satisfied with the regular guy who is fulfilling less than half of the things that he fulfills all my wants. When it comes to what I want, he fulfills them because he knows that if he doesn't, he's going to be in trouble, sleep on the couch, yada, 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 yada. He is going to fulfill everything I want. But they're always, you ever remember, guys, you remember when y'all got in trouble? I mean, come on, we all got in trouble. You remember how you know, you wanted to play video games with your friends or play football with your friends or go out and play basketball or baseball with your friends and you got a bad report card or you got in trouble or something like that and your parents are like, you know what? Nah, you ain't going out. Nah, motherfucker, you are grounded. And you're like, but my friend, you're like, no, you stay your ass in the house. And you like, you got the lip all out, you all mad. And then you know, like your friends are playing like at the park or something. You can see the park, and you just got the window open. All you doing is staring at them, wishing that you could play with them. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to connect the dots here. Women are so satisfied because you're fulfilling their wants. But deep inside of them, they are wishing that they could just allow me that one moment in time where I can be the woman in that book, where I can be the woman in that fantasy, where I run into that man that doesn't let me get my way, a man that stands on his principle, a man that communicates with transparency, a man that speaks with thunder, a man that is not nice, sweet, and kind. He's a fucking asshole. He's a jerk. He does what he wants to do. He's self-centered. He's arrogant. He's conceited. The reason why they love those guys so much, because the only thing that's fucked up in those books, what they love the most, is that the books at the end of the story make that arrogant, cocky, conceited guy that runs his own life finally fall in love with the woman. That's the bullshit of the book. But that's a whole part of the fairy tale for the woman. So think about that for it. Now, look, guys, I want y'all to think about what I'm saying. I'm still gonna talk to y'all. I'm chopping it up with y'all, letting y'all see the big picture things. She wants to be that woman, and she would love to be that one, but it's very rare that she meets someone like that until she meets somebody like that. And once she meets that guy, she knows he's different, because when he approaches her, he ain't about bullshit. She can't see or tell that he's not nervous. He's got a little bit of swag. He's got a little bit of arrogance. There's something a little bit different about him. And it really piques her curiosity, because this person is going to let her know what the fuck the deal is. He's going to let her know why he came over there, because he ain't about wasting his time, because he knows that, look, I love pussy. Don't think you the only pussy on the block. So if you wasting my fucking time, I'm going to go find somebody else type attitude. And what begins to intrigue her is because she never met anybody like that. Now remember, how you are in the beginning, remember I told you outside the bedroom is the same way she perceives my earpiece, but the same way she sees you in the bedroom, okay? So you got to remember all this. But what's odd to her is that maybe sometimes she met people like that who pretended to be men, who wore masks. And eventually those masks came off, and she realized, oh, it's just the same normal guy. But what's a little bit different about this guy is that this fucking arrogant asshole had the nerve to tell me to call him. Who the fuck does he think he is? And then all of a sudden, oh, it's an oh moment, but it ain't an ah moment. It's an oh moment. Because something's starting to connect in her. When she gets on the phone with him, or if it's a text, it's as if she's always known him, because the way the conversation is going and flowing, she gets so lost in the conversation, she loses track of time. Whether it's a text message, a video, or a telephone call, she loses track of time because she's so engulfed in a conversation for the first time in her life, finally, other than her boring boyfriend or boring husband or boring living guy, that this guy is talking to her but not interviewing her. She's laughing. She's smiling. She's blushing. Why is she doing all that? Because he's talking that good yak in her motherfucking ear. She knows, oh shit, from the get-go that this guy is different. She knows that this guy gets a lot of women based off the way he approached her. So then her question becomes, what do you want from me? Here's my situation. Because why would she tell that guy the situation? Because she know a real motherfucking man ain't gonna fuck up what she got, because a real man ain't insecure. He's so secure in himself that he's cool about any situation. Look, you got a man, you got a living, you got a boyfriend, you got a husband. Yeah, it's all good. Listen, I ain't here to fuck up your shit. Look, you get with me. You have my number, you call me. Matter of fact, I don't even want your number. When you call me anonymously. I don't even want your information. Because the last thing I want you to think is I'm like them. I'm not like them. So she's already feeling safe. So then all of a sudden, she's like, okay, well, I need to tell you something. I need to be honest with you. You know, when I met you, I had my ring off or yada, yada, yada. But you know what? I'm living with somebody. But see, what y'all don't understand, and that kind of branches off. I need to do a part 2 because y'all don't understand the work game. I'm gonna do a part 2. I'm gonna do a part 2. I'm gonna do a part 2 in my game room. I'm gonna do a part 2. Let me finish this up. Because I'm gonna show you at the job how this shit works. It kind of works the same anyway. So you tell you ain't trying to fuck up your shit at your job, you know, with your relationship. But what happens is that man does something that their husband, boyfriend, or living guy doesn't do. And that is he listens to everything he says. He takes mental notes and utilizes everything that is said to benefit him and to show her that, look, if you get with me, look, hey, look, I'm not here to fuck up what you got. I'm just here to fuck you. I'm here to take you away from it all. And then those O's and it becomes an ah. Because at that point, then she's like, wow, I am part of the fantasy. I'm part of the fantasy. It's me. I'm in the book now. Here it is. I'm with this man. Now, this is where they fuck up. And I got to finish this off because we got to do part 2. This is where they fuck up. See, a lot of women are under this impression that when they read them books, the asshole at the end of every fucking book, if he doesn't die, he submits himself to the woman and they live happily ever after. So she thinks she's gonna get happily ever after with a wild, untamed man. Doesn't work that way. But within the fact that she wants it, this is where she gets caught in the quicksand, because she gets her emotional, not her pussy. Her emotional pussy gets so caught up in this that she must have him regardless of the situation. If you got other women, that's fine. We can just fuck. I just want a piece of you because you are giving me something that my man, husband, boyfriend, or living guy cannot give me at all. When it comes to self, and my man's maybe a 3 or a 4, you're a fucking 50. When it comes to understanding women and my man is a 1 or a 2, man, you a motherfucking 50. Or 100, shit, let's say 100, fuck it. When it comes to going out and having a good time, I've never had a man take me, twirl me around, hug me, whisper shit in my ear. Hey, hands down, 100. Oh. And when it comes to the bedroom, shit, come on, man. When it comes to the bedroom, it's not even the physical act, dog, even though that's huge. It's, remember, if you could Bob Ross this shit, y'all know what I mean by Bob Ross. The thing about a man is that he will paint a sexual picture through his mouthpiece, his words, his text messages that will make the woman go crazy. But all of this hopefully comes full circle to understand this. These women are always going to look. Now, again, I'm not saying they're going to go because they find it. They're not going to do it. But God damn it, they're going to wish they had. Because they have never, ever experienced a man. And if you, again, you know, I'm a Clint Eastwood fan. I love Clint. I'm going to see that fucking Mule movie and shit when I get a chance, or maybe on Cody. But if you, there's a movie, because I always check Clint Eastwood's out. And I was like, there was one movie he had. I didn't even know he had this shit. But it's called The Bridges of Madison County. It's a cake-ass movie called The Bridges of Madison County. And if you don't believe me, just look up the YouTube, The Bridges of Madison County ending. You don't even need to look, you don't even need to watch the whole movie. Because the whole movie is exactly what I told you. A boring ass woman with a boring ass husband. She runs into Clint. Man, Clint flipped and bit that ass over and spread her ass cheeks and fucked the shit out of her. But Clint said, run away with me. And she wanted to really bad because she was with a boring ass man, but she didn't. And it was her greatest regret. But look, I'm telling you, hey man, look, I'm not bullshitting y'all motherfuckers. I'm trying to tell you. But when you guys sit around and ask the question, why won't a woman divulge that information? Why the fuck would she? Matter of fact, why do you think a man is going to tell you, or a married man is going to tell you guys that he fucking around, he got side chicks? You don't put your business on the street like that, man. That's part of the game. A woman's not going to divulge that information until she feels that you are safe enough, because they are always looking for something better until they reach man. Once they reach a man, they ain't going nowhere. Why? Because a man satisfies all her needs and doesn't give a fuck about what she wants. That's her husband's job to fulfill the wants. The living, the roommate, all them motherfuckers. It's their motherfucking job. And that's the truth behind it all, man. So hopefully I was able to answer your question. But I'm pulling up now. I'm going to roll in my game room, and I'm going to chop it up with y'all, and I'm going to explain to you what happens at work. Because there's so many ways to skin this cat, and there's so many ways why the regular guy loses. Because I always tell you, a man does about 10% of the work, and you guys do 98. That's why women are looking for other guys. So whenever she tells you, or ever you see somebody, or y'all, I mean, the fact that you get mad, you don't even understand. That's how it's supposed to go. Because remember, man, a woman is not going to put her business on the street, especially to someone who's going to fuck it up, or is too insecure, or he can't handle his own liquor. What I mean by that is he can't handle her being with another guy. He all in his feelings and shit, and he gonna fuck up what she got. That's the rule of the game as a gigolo. You don't fuck up what she got. You gotta understand that you ain't the man. You ain't the number one man in her life, but you are her man. But you ain't number one, and you don't need to be number one when you are the side dick. Think about that shit, man. And I'm gonna break down part 2 in my game room when I get upstairs. Let me go get in the house, and I'm gonna break down how it works at the job. But hopefully I was able to give you a complete understanding of why. Y'all guys are worried, again, y'all worried about the wrong shit. Who gives a fuck what her situation is? When she trusts you enough, she will tell you everything when she trusts you enough. When she feels that you ain't gonna fuck up her life, she will tell you. When she feels that you're safe to talk to and give that information to, she would tell you. But until then, these women ain't gonna tell y'all shit. They just gonna play the role. I'm a happy wife. I'm good. Da 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 da. But man, y'all don't know what the fuck is going on in the back. Anyway, I'm the Dean, man. Fuck with your boy, man. Let's get to part 2. Let me go ahead and upload this. We'll get to part 2 in a little while, man. Peace.